There we are. This is a never-ending technical challenge for me. Good evening, everybody. We're a couple minutes early, and
This is a never-ending technical challenge.
I know we got an echo.
Good evening, everybody. We're a couple.
Let's see. That helped the echo? There it is. We had YouTube on as well, so hopefully that helps. If we've still got the echo, let us know. Like I said, a never-ending technical challenge. At least I got my IT director with me. Dirt Road Diva, thank you. Beautiful sunset. That photograph, and I can't remember your name. I'm sorry. If you could maybe post your name, if you don't mind that, I'd appreciate it. But that photo is actually not our farm. It's the gal right across, our one neighbor right across the street from us, and she's got the most beautiful sunsets behind her. And what was it, 2 days ago when we had full moon, she had the silo and the barn and the moon right there early morning when I got up to let the girls out of the barn. And darn it, I could sit and photograph her, and I have shot her homestead and sent it over to her. Here, Carmen, here's the stuff. Oh man. Drunken Chef's in the house. Good evening. Angleside Farm. Hey, Steve. Good to see you. Kim, welcome. Hyuga Homestead. I have the heart. Hyuga. I think I'm saying that right now. Finally. Sorry if I'm not. If I'm not, correct me again. Love to learn to say it right. Gwen, Baroque Cowgirl Homestead, welcome. Thanks for joining us. Holly's still working on her
it's the never-ending blanket.
The never-ending blanket. Redbird Farm, Brenda, welcome. I think it's Brenda. Welcome aboard. Getting everybody. Huga. Okay. I'm sorry. It looks one way, and I say things one way, and it's not right. Huga, okay. That's tough. Hey, good evening, Dawn. Good to see you. You gonna show your blanket?
Yeah, it's still.
It's gonna cover.
It's getting bigger though.
We're gonna have that to cover all our chickens. Okay, can't stay long, Steve. Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Here, that's what I was going for, Steve. Can't say old folks need to sleep. Yeah.
And we're staying up late tonight, so.
Yeah, we're gonna try to keep this right to an hour. The next town over has barbecue days, which is kind of their town festival, and that is ending tonight. And they always have a big fireworks display. I love fireworks. I love fireworks. So,
I do too.
So we're gonna go over and sit in a spot and right by a cornfield. Oh, what you got?
Yeah, Gwen was like, "Hold that up again." I was typing.
This is a blanket that's going to be able to cover all 80 some of our girls this winter and keep them warm. Phil, Peterson Farms of Nashville. Good evening. Let's see who else. Tani, welcome. Good to see you in there. What? Takes about a year to do one. You know what, Dawn, you just got to have someone sit with you, do a live, and just work on it during that. Or, hey, I want to, maybe, Chef, maybe you're out barbecuing right now. If you go over to Drunken Chef Barbecue's site, he is now selling rubs and products for grilling, and we got the 3-pack. And so salt, pepper, garlic with jalapeno and salt, pepper, garlic
with habanero.
So I'm looking forward to doing that this week. We're going to get those 3 on the grill and give you a review and see what's going on. Let's see. Girls are growing fast. Yeah. Uh-oh. Boy, George, I don't know what.
Uh-oh. Yeah.
Uh-oh. So I can bring them out during the day and they love it. Good. You know, Kim, you're going to love letting them get outside.
Yeah.
And if you've got any garden treats. We're doing a lot of harvesting, and sometimes, like a lot of the peas we're harvesting, the vines there's a couple that you could tell they're going. So Holly's been pulling them, and then we put them into the barn. Oh, the girls just chew those up. They love those little treats. If I didn't say it, hi Barb. I'm sure your chickens are doing good. Some cuties there that I've seen pictures of. Let's see who else is in here if I missed someone. You know what? I don't have a lot of moderators. I don't know if someone has moderated before and would mind jumping on as a moderator. It would be, then we can get I don't know how to moderate and lead the discussion at the same time. So if someone has done that before, I'd love to have you throw your hand up and we can do that. Let's see, steaks. What, I must have missed something. It's great seasoning. Okay.
Yeah. Try it on scrambled eggs.
You know what? That's Chef was talking about that, and I'm like, I'm gonna be all over that. That stuff sounds so good because you're putting salt and pepper on it anyway. So why not a little garlic or the habaneros?
Mm-hmm.
Our habaneros aren't done yet, so when they're done, oh my. Oh, there you go. Can you let Holly jump in on that?
Done. Larson Farms, thank you.
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate that. See if you don't mind posting some stuff. It's been calm out here. Hopefully, Nick, you've had calm weather too. You've had the worst weather of anybody. You want to throw Brenda down too?
Yeah.
Then we got a couple there. There you go. Some rib tips. Hello.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're gonna Chef. We're gonna use some chicken breasts, I think, and try it on 3 different ones, and then try it one, then the next, and just see how those spices work. So that'd be great. There's Larson Farm testing 1, 2, 3. Hopefully you're doing good, Nick. So we've been out. I saw a comment about gardening, and I think it was Barb that had it, and then something else. Boy, it's tough having ADHD and bouncing back and forth here. Barb, what did something about gardening? I think, and I missed it, and that's what I wanted to get talking about.
Yeah, and do post links if you can. Thank you.
We have been harvesting, even though we're a month behind. Things are exploding. We'll save our chicken discussion for maybe at the half hour, but the garden, we've got 2 people who come and have kind of a modified CSA. So we've been helping them out. We got all sorts of cabbage, and you probably saw some of the video. The peas are exploding right now.
Oh yeah, was it Saturday? Saturday I went out and picked a whole bunch of peas. What we got? 60 feet.
We have 60 feet of peas.
So 60 feet of peas, both the snap and the shell peas. I have probably shelled, blanched, and froze about 2 pounds of shelled peas, and then
I don't know. You've done it. I was just this big colander,
colander like this,
peas.
full of peas. Once I shelled them, and then we still had some of the snap peas that I did the same thing with. So
we're getting set for February. Plus, with the sauerkraut we made, the one that's fermenting is still in the corner. I'm watching it. There's all sorts of little gas bubbles in there, so it is fermenting. Holly, what English type peas?
We've got the Burpina earlies, our shell peas,
and we're getting ready we've got some seed here because we're getting ready to plant again for fall.
And these are our snap peas, the Cascada.
Just hold it down just a little bit so you see the glare on that. It's hard. We got a new light, so if you want to comment and see what Steve, thank you. You put a nice comment about our garden. You know what? We're sure working on it.
Yep.
it is, you look at it sometimes and I am so proud of what we've done. And then other times like today, oh my gosh, it's so humbling. The weeds are just,
But when I think back to our first year and the way the weeds were and everything else, it was so overwhelming that at least this year now we are really able to focus more on maintaining as opposed to, okay, now these weeds are a foot tall, we got to get them out of there.
it's not an all-out battle. It's maintenance, but even maintenance, you plant stuff in the mounds we have, and then we try to weed around it and burn a little bit. Well, that circle keeps getting bigger, so and everything's growing out. So the amount of space you need to manage. There's the right. We're trying to manage. It's tough. So we were out there all day. And I was, thank you, Nick. Another nice comment. I grow neither of those type peas down here. Gwen, what's you guys have had some heat. I mean, we've had. I think Nick's had dangerous weather out in western Minnesota. We have had in July, I think 9/10 of an inch. Yeah. We had 7/10 one storm, and then last Tuesday or something we had 2/10.
Yeah, and it was the 2/10 was in like 5 minutes.
I came in to kind of clean up for the evening, thinking, okay, everything's done. I was just putting the girls to bed, and all heck broke loose, and all that rain fell in 2 seconds. She came in looking like a drowned rat. And it's, but the weeds, it is so humbling for those darn weeds and maintenance. I would love to have a weed-free garden. Probably everybody would. And we're talking about next year. Oh, here you go.
Oh,
Brenda, geez. Where are you located again? Are you down in Texas? I'm trying to think of, how long you've had 100-degree weather, 6 weeks and no rain.
8 weeks.
8 weeks. Was it 6 or 8?
8.
I got new glasses. I'm trying to find my focus here. And Brooklyn's honeybees. Hey. Finally get to catch up. Andy, nice to have you here. It's got to be, 2 a.m, something like that. It's early there, or late there. Where was I going?
I
don't know.
6 weeks of 100 degrees, 8 weeks, 100
we're
degrees.
Gonna have.
He's down in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Where Redbird is. That's right.
We've had, or we're going to have 97 degrees tomorrow and Tuesday. We haven't had rain, anything measurable. I'm like, how do you just keep up? We've got a well, and I'm always thinking, geez, are we really pushing it with our well? Okay, down in Oklahoma. Yeah, Oklahoma, Texas. I watch your videos, and, Gwen down there. Yeah, Gwen, you're north of Houston. Barb is down in that as well. There you go. What kinds of watermelon are you growing, Barb? We're growing 2 varieties. One's a little smaller this year, right?
They should be about 4 or 5 pounds, and they're going to be a yellow
baby doll.
Baby doll.
Baby doll. Holly did some research and looked that up. Otherwise, I go for the Georgia rattlesnake. Those suckers are going to be 30 pounds. They're going to be monsters. So there's no way we could do those vertically.
No,
I don't know.
Maybe the baby dolls we could.
Using hammocks to hold. What did you make the hammocks out of, Barb? I've always wondered that, and I've always joked, women's bras would be perfect. Hang those things, and then you got go check out a garage sale and find someone who's got some good sized bras to hold this stuff in. I don't know what else. I just worry about them dropping, especially like cantaloupe. Cantaloupe, as they mature, they're good because they start to kind of break from the stem while they'd be down on the ground, 5 feet down.
Gwen's got cantaloupe going again, but no watermelons. They all burned out.
Okay. And Barb, Not having like getting things to go. Well, Don, you know what? That's what I was saying with the weeds. You got to look at it as a long-term project and figure out, it's a 5-year plan.
Yeah.
That's what we've kind of been looking. We're in year 3, and like year 1, we decided to grow corn. What a mistake that was. We had like 20 feet by 20 feet of corn. Well, the weeds just got in there, and you can't get in there and weed. It was nuts.
Thrift store T-shirts.
Let's see, growing strawberry watermelon, or strawberries and watermelon.
Oh, I think it's strawberry watermelon.
Okay.
Yeah, tell me about that, Nick.
Yeah, I'd love to figure that one out to help burn to a crisp. Oh, Gwen, sorry. Did cantaloupe? We've had poor luck with cantaloupe, but watermelons have done great.
Yeah.
And maybe it's just us. Maybe it's our soil. Maybe it's how we're.
And maybe we need to try doing the cantaloupe vertical.
Yep. Maybe. Hey, Lori, welcome. If you snuck in earlier, I'm sorry I missed you. 91. I know we were just out watering, and
yeah,
I was watering during the heat of the day, just one area after weeding. There's the Barb was showing the thrift store T-shirts. Okay. How do you hang it?
Well, you can use them to pull them apart, strip, cut them up, and
yeah. I've pulled T-shirts, and then when you tear them, they get weak. So I'm thinking there's a video in there, Gwen or Barb or both of you. There's a video for you. I'd like to see how you're hanging. I'd like to see how you're making your hammocks.
Yeah,
we were
putting in a video.
Yeah. Oh, you're gonna put it in, okay, good. Using a scarf. There you go.
Yep.
We've got. You know what, Holly? Maybe you need to
what?
Make little fruit hammocks for the garden, and with these holes, you could hook it right into.
Or I could actually do a little tie.
There you go. Yeah, I don't know. Let's see. The stuff's going. Getting the tubs. Yeah, you know what, Dawn? Some people, I watch the videos and they get discouraged and I do too. You get discouraged because everything isn't happening perfect, and then I look and go, you know what? We just got it set up. Mm-hmm. It will work next year. I'm making some good notes because I've got some ideas now for next year. What I want to do. You can't look at it, get it all done in 1 year, especially you taking on chickens. Strawberry watermelons from Baker Creek. Right? Make a note. Yeah. Holly's been great at making notes. And then I've been hitting the garden journal, and Nick, I don't know anything about them. We'll look them up. Are they big? Are they more of a baby doll size in that 4-pound range? Or are they, if you can elaborate a little bit on what they are. Let's see, Brenna. Hadn't done yours. Start again. You know what? Tomatoes and peppers, we're actually pretty good at that. Mm-hmm. Now watching everything will die as soon as I said that. But
last year we had peppers coming out our ears. I've still got some in the freezer from last year.
We're gonna have a good good harvest again this year. And we've got an area on the south end of our garden that by the tomatoes, if you've seen us go, that tomato, there's an area there that's tough weeds. And I'm looking at maybe next year, maybe we put fabric down over that whole thing, expand the peppers and eggplant and cabbage and some of that, and see what we can do. There you go. Bras make good hammocks. There you go. There you go. Good evening. How are you? It's good to see you back on video. You've been dealing with the big C word, and I don't know. Kristen, it's just good to have you back on video. I don't know. It's a couple weeks there. You're still down a little bit, but doing good. And Misty, welcome back. Good to see you, Northern Minnesota. So let's see. Plant in the ground, no hammocks. Yep. Everything we've got, I have thought about, because we've got spaghetti squash, acorn squash,
Yeah. Acorn,
Waltham,
yeah. And then buttercup.
buttercup. If we can do good with buttercup, I'd love it. But some of that stuff, all of that can be trained up in the air. So I'd love to do that. Someone saying hi to Tarsha. Tarsha's in here, Triple Threat Firearms and Defense. Sorry, I missed you coming in, Tarsha. Good to have you join us. Okay. The full-size strawberry watermelon, full-size watermelons. Okay.
Yeah.
I love it because I think we've got two hills at least, or 3 hills of the Georgia rattlesnake. So I'd love to.
Yeah, I think you've got 2, and then we got the 2 different cantaloupes.
Yes, you're right. We've got so many hills of so many different squash and pumpkins and all of that. It's hard to keep up.
Mm-hmm.
Trying to think of what else has happened in the garden that's been,
Well, the radishes are coming through. The kohlrabi's doing good.
We did put kohlrabi and radishes in
Our tubs.
some of our tubs with the carrots. The kohlrabi, I don't ever want to do that again. It's gotten so big, it's kind of leaning, and I can see that the row of carrots that's right next to it is just getting crowded out. So that's something I want to work on for next year. I don't know. There's a few things trying to learn. Whoops, there we go. Okay, there's Tarsha's trying to use the mouse and talk and watch there's a lot of buttercup. You are better than me. It seems like, the other squash we grow, it grows and I will get so much fruit off of it. So off of a plant, 3, 4, 5 different fruit on it. Buttercup, no.
Last year we planted a hill of it and it just
it's like it
died.
rots. It's like it rots.
Yeah.
And everything else in the entire garden is good. The buttercup rots, and I don't know what am I doing wrong? So now it's in a whole different part of the garden, tucked way in the back. I'm going to give that a try. It's a little cooler over there, so see what I don't know, Misty. If you've got some ideas for me, I'd love to do that, Gwen.
Sugar pie pumpkins.
I'm assuming those are kind of a mid-size
So
pumpkin.
small.
They're small, but more of a carvable side, more of a carvable pie pumpkin, obviously, but somewhere between. We've got carvers, Jack B. Littles, which crafting folks they love, and there you go. There's a Minnesota temperature. And then we've got Big Macs. So we're going for it with the Big Macs. Got them watered heavily today. Threw some fertilizer on there, a little manure on there. Matt and Sarah, welcome.
Hey guys.
Your garden looks like it's been flourishing as well. Matt and Sarah are the closest to us, so it's good to compare what's growing. They got such a good head start on us, and the greenhouse they've got. If you haven't checked out Matt and Sarah's channel, please do. But it's good to see. Butternut squash.
Yeah.
We do really well with butternut.
Mm-hmm.
With not buttercup, but butternut, the Waltham variety. We do really well with that.
And the spaghetti squash do really good.
Yeah, spaghetti squash seems to do really well here. Is the sunset? Is it too bright? We got a new light. We got a little halo light because everybody was telling us it was a little dark. Is that better? Is it looking a little shiny? We're trying to get the lighting right on here. The room is a little darker, and with it being 8:00 Central, we have to kind of watch what we're doing. So let's see who else is. Libby Pumpkins. Libby's pumpkin pies and pumpkin. Oh, really?
Oh.
What was the thing I just heard? Now, and this is totally. It was a news item, but was it? It was the tuna from Subway.
Oh, yes.
Isn't
Is it
tuna. Now you're telling me Libby's pie pumpkins isn't pumpkin? Come on, Gwen. Can I believe anything in this world anymore? You know what? I don't know.
I don't think so, because it was actually the vines and back at the roots.
It just all of a sudden boom went, and we'd get a couple of fruit, and it was 2 years in a row. Everything else is perfect. I don't know. Maybe I can look more into that.
Yeah.
There they are, 2 to 3 pounds. Okay. Butternut to less. I love, you know what? And I think I'm slowly moving you into the I like squash category.
Kind of.
I'm Yankee. I'm pulling her. I'm not pushing her. I'm pulling her.
It has to be so seasoned up it doesn't taste like squash.
You know what? For me, you put a little butter on it, some salt and pepper, and maybe we use drunken chef barbecue, salt, pepper, and garlic on the squash, or a little bit of maple syrup. Oh my! I know what I'm going to be eating. I could eat that all February. So butternut is so good. I love squash.
Well, and the butternut too is what I've used before to make my pumpkin cheesecakes.
Thank you, Barb. Yes. Oh, you need to put that recipe out do a video on that. Tell them just a little bit.
It's just like a pumpkin cheesecake, and I usually do them in little cupcake sizes, and it's got a little bit of whiskey in with the cheesecake mix, and then a shot, and then you also make up a whiskey
whipped cream
to put on top of it.
It's awesome. And I'm not a dessert guy. I'd rather have, like Thanksgiving, give me an extra turkey, mashed potatoes, stuffing, that whole thing before dessert. But this is, it's so good. Dawn, the lighting's better tonight. Thank you. And Gwen, what is Subway tuna? I don't know. I just heard
they're still trying to figure it out. There's a whole big lawsuit over it.
That's just weird. How could you be selling it for that long as tuna and it's not tuna? Whatever.
Yeah.
We had, you know what, Missy, I saw a couple of cucumber beetles today, and they were over on the Big Mac's pumpkins as I was weeding around them.
Oh.
So I got to now start inventorying every mound and make sure, what's what, and
get you some Dawn soap so you can.
Yep. Petty pan.
No, they're different.
Buttercup are like a round. They're like a.
They almost look like an acorn with the cap all the way over it.
It's rounded. Obviously, it's a round squash.
Yep.
But it's like this. It's squared. If you looked at it sideways, it's almost squared with just a tiny hump at the bottom and the top.
Like I said, it's almost like a young acorn where it has that cap over the top of it, and then it's
not elongated. Yeah,
and then it's got a little.
It's like a top. One of those things where you push the top up and down.
Yeah.
It looks like one of those tops. And it tasted good. We cooked two.
It's got a very yellow flesh. Very orangey yellow.
Very orangey.
Yes,
Orange, It was darn good. I thought, but we only got a couple of them because the wind spins. Lori, I did lose a few plants because the wind was blowing, and the thing with squash, if the ones I grew indoors and they got a little leggy, I put them down just a hair. You can't put them down too far. They don't like that. But the object, if they get too tall, they're going to snap. And I did lose a few. What else am I trying for the first time this year? The big, they're kind of a grayish blue.
Oh, the Hopi?
Nope.
Those the seeds that we got?
Nope. We did get those seeds. We are trying those, but I can't think of what. But I lost a few of those, Lori.
Okay.
Oh, darn it. My dad loved them. They're monsters. They're just big.
Hubbard.
A Hubbard squash. Yep. So that's, there is a lawsuit pending, I guess. Various agrees, but no tuna. Unreal. How could you have something? How could you sell tuna for so? And I don't know anything about it, so it might be 100% tuna, and this lawsuit is frivolous, just for attention.
No, they actually like passed it on to a higher court.
Okay, then patty pan. Now, isn't that one that
those little ones that we're trying?
We're trying those for the first time, and Annette at oh darn it! I just went blank. I'm so bad. Cow Emporium. Gwen or Annette at the Cow Emporium recommended those, and she had a couple of videos cooking with them. They look so good, so I grabbed another squash. You know, why not another squash?
And scroll up a little bit. Barb's Country Home. Yeah, the cheesecake with the whiskey cocktail. Yep.
Yeah. It's, you know, that whiskey is so minor, but yet it gives just a little bit of a note to it that, and I mean, we're not big whiskey drinkers. My dad never drank, but when he made his sweet potatoes, he put a little bit of bourbon in the sweet potatoes. Oh my, it's just a tiny little note. It was so good. So here it is. Kristen's stuff starting to flower. Yeah, our cukes, we just got. How much did you get today?
I did 2 quarts of pickles, just regular, not cut up. So they've been some nice little cucumbers, and then of course you find bigger ones in there that
you find one hidden in there that's a monster. It's like, how did we miss that? You water it every day, and let's see. 12 feet blooming. And the Armenian cucumbers, those I think are the ones that look like they curl a little bit. I've seen other people that have been growing those this year, and I just I've never seen those before. So it's funny how some people grow things that you've never done. You're done trombone scene. Never even heard of it. Tell me more. Hubbard Squash. Okay. And my dad loved it, I think, because, growing up during the Depression and all that, I think that was a variety that they grew. This thing will get, where are we? Massive. Like the Georgia rattlesnake. This can be 20 pounds, I think. They're very big. They're a grayish blue, beautiful flesh, tastes great. They're big. So I thought, you know what? I haven't done that. Never grown it.
I do remember my grandma growing one that was probably 40, 50 pounds. They can get big.
They're big. They're multiple dinners worth of stuff. Or if you want to put them away, they're going to feed you for a while. Cave beans. Well, Dawn, you know what? Sometimes they get all their infrastructure in, and then boom, everything.
Yeah, that's where I think we're going to be in the next week with our beans. There's so many flowers on them right now that all of a sudden they're just going to explode.
There you go. Swap your onions. You know what? We didn't plant a lot of onions. Lori, let's talk this fall. Maybe we can work out something. Yep. You're not too far from us, so we'll work out something. We'll have plenty of pumpkins and squash come fall, and I'm not against a good trade. That'd be good. Vine borers bet. Let's hope the squash vine borers. Oh, I just Dawn, you've got that raised bed. There's no reason why you can't. The onions
ours are in our raised beds, and they're just going to town.
Yeah, you do need some good fertile loose soil. You've got some real rocky soil, so maybe your raised bed might be a good. See if you can find another one over the winter, another one of those troughs, and position it in such a spot, and then you can use that for your onions. I think that'd be great. Mm-hmm. Let's see, but Casey makes them look good. I don't know who Casey is. Sorry. There you go. Pecan.
There we go. I like it.
Half teaspoon. Let's see.
That'd be my weekend coffee.
There you go. Okay, here we go. Trombone shape, 3 to 4 feet. Whew.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know if that. I wonder. Well, I suppose there's probably a hard enough shell on it. If you were growing that it could grow on the ground and not rot, just like any other squash. But yeah, write that down. We can. I'm looking at with so little rain, it's like, why have a lawn out here? So maybe next year we're going to expand our garden a little bit. We'll see. Give us more to weed. You want some tanks? Yeah, your tank's doing really well, Don. There's so much going on, and I don't know if your area is fenced off, but how you keep the chickens out of there? Those girls, man, they get. Yeah, I'm so kind of remember. You know what? It's the weirdest thing. Everybody's growing stuff, and I can picture in my head, what Barb's growing and what Barb's chickens are, and what you're growing and your chickens and the varieties. It's the weirdest thing. I don't know how. Let's see, all kinds. Well, you're far enough south, Gwen, that you can do that. Plant in the fall and you might not have spelled it right. Casey, I think in Casey down in Georgia. Ormsby Farm.
Said Boots and Bounty.
Oh, Boots and Bounty. Okay, then she's cooking with it. Okay, we're at the midway point. We got to talk some chickens for a little bit.
Yeah.
We had here's our excitement for the week.
Yeah.
And if you see me get up and leave, it's because there's an emergency. Monday, I'm out with the little girls, and the little girls are in the coop that is probably 70 feet from the pole barn, 75 feet. And I'm out there with the girls, just how you doing, getting to know them, rubbing them a little bit. And all the bigs were hanging out by the pole barn, so 75 feet away. All of a sudden, the bigs, it just exploded. Everybody is screaming and flying and running, and they're coming towards me, and I see one running sideways. Well, I turn, and just as I turn, a fox is running full speed after one of the girls. So, she's heading, and I just put my arms out to look as big as I could and started yelling, no, really loud, no, and just started running towards this fox at full bore, trying to not step on any of the bigs because they're running at me to get away from the fox, and they're all over. And Holly came out because she heard me yelling and said, and I'm like, get the gun. I've got a 22. Get the gun. What's going on? Get the gun. So she grabbed the gun and came out. And the fox, I went around the pole barn. The fox had gone into the corn, and we've got, a 7-foot wall of corn now. So it had gone in there, and I saw a whole pile of feathers just outside the corn. And so earlier, the fox had come and gotten one of our
rocks,
Plymouth rocks. Yeah, and it was one of them that was last year's breed or last year's group. Yeah. So got one. Didn't get one after the fox was going after a red. Didn't get it. We both stood out there. I had the 22 already.
Yeah, he's on the one side of the pole barn. I'm down on the other.
And
I saw it looking at me out from the edge of the corn, and it finally caught sight of me and then took off, and that's the last we've seen of it.
So Holly made a great dinner Monday night, and we were going to go in and sit down, have a nice dinner, relax. No, we brought our chairs out. We sat and had a great dinner, and of course, the chickens think we're going to feed them now, and they're on edge because of this chasing. So, we spent they huddled around us. We had 40 girls around us, and it was interesting. And we thought, okay, a fox doesn't come to a farm once. So every time I'm outside, I've got my 22 with me, and I've had it out there. I've been weeding, and it's sitting up on the edge, not loaded. I've got the clip in my pocket, so don't worry about that. But it hasn't come back yet.
Yeah, we sat out Tuesday night, Wednesday night.
Yeah, we've been
Didn't see
outside
anything.
for sunset, or
Yeah.
we've been out a lot. And so so far we've lost one. We also, I think we lost one in the road. I was debating whether it was a predator. I think a car hit one. I don't know if it ran out in front of one, but so we've lost two in about
2 weeks.
2 weeks. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's been so hot. We're finishing molt. We've got heat, age in this group. Our young ones can't get to laying age quick enough for me, because we've got 41 older ones right now.
Yep.
41, and we're struggling to get 2 dozen a day, and I think we should be 30 to 36 a day. And I think it's just all those things: some molt, age, heat.
Yeah.
But Holly's bringing out treats. We're watering the heck out of them. We're keeping them cool. I don't know.
And we do have a trap out. We do have a live trap out.
Gardening Warrior Q, welcome. I don't know if you've joined us before. If you have, I apologize. I don't know your name. If you want to throw your name down below, I'd just like to know or try to remember everybody's name. But thank you for joining us. Yeah, sad, exciting story. Oh my gosh, my adrenaline went from, your heart rate goes from 0 to 60 in an instant, and you just go into, that fight or flight mode. And I just started yelling and running right at it. It was pretty. Yeah. So yeah, if you see us looking out the window, we're just keeping an eye on the girls. I said, Holly, you're in charge of the live. If I see a fox going out there, I'm running and I'm outside. She's taking over. So if I do have a live trap out there. I would prefer to live trap it. I've got a nice size live trap. I'd love to live trap it and move it miles away from here. That would be the preferred method. I'm not out to, let's shoot everything in sight. But you know what? If you're going to take out my girls, I'm sorry. They're more important. Phil, stray dogs. Oh, there's been some other folks who've had issues with stray dogs, and we have been lucky. We haven't. And
ours are feral cats.
We've got feral cats out here. And looking at the pattern now, we do have feral cats, and I've seen a couple stalking, and we've trapped a couple and moved them. I've seen one of the feral cats stalking ours, but it could have been a fox again. The last summer I was gone on business.
Oh, yeah.
Because just how I followed where the fox had taken the chicken that it did get, pile of feathers. Then it goes into the corn, pile of feathers, where I think it made the official kill. And there was no blood, no guts, nothing. Then some more feathers, and then it just vanishes. I think it makes sure that it's got the kill, and it kind of mirrors what we saw last summer
with one of our sapphires
on the other side. Of the property. But who knows? I've just seen the cats out here. It's the first time we've ever seen a fox. We know we have coyotes. They've come by,
but they're more middle of the night.
Yep. Their pack, we're just in the middle of nowhere. So for them to hang out here, it doesn't make sense for coyotes. They'd be down in the woods or something. Black Star chicks. All right. There you go. 30.
The same as what we've got.
Black
sex link.
Is a Black Star the same as a black sex link? Misty, let us know that, because we've got 10 of them.
Yeah.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
If it's the same bird, they are beautiful birds. They're black, and like Coco, which she's been in many of our videos.
Yeah.
Has got the brown feathers.
Yeah, the coppery red.
But then explain when the sun hits their feathers.
Oh, they get the iridescence. They get like a turquoise and purple iridescence.
Greens, blues.
Just beautiful.
They're gorgeous.
And they go anywhere from all black to, we've got one that's got just a little bit of black and she's more copper, because I think they're a cross between a barred rock and a Rhode Island red.
And they come out looking like that?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's a Tell us more about the Black Star. See if they're.
Yeah.
Let us know if they're the same as a Black Sex Link, because we've
So
got
I know they've got different
10 of those.
names. Yeah.
Depends on what breeder
Yeah.
you go to.
Yeah.
There
you go.
Phil. Yeah. I'm very confident when our girls are in the barn or they're in the coop, the outdoor coop, the littles.
Mm-hmm. When they're
That's
closed up
bulletproof.
at night, yeah.
That's bulletproof. It's during the day, and that's one of the poor parts of free ranging is hawks and eagles from above.
Mm-hmm.
Anything on the ground, they are fair game. And we knew going in over 2 years, we've been doing this our third year, that we were going to lose some. I still hate losing them. I do. Darn it. It's just it's such a bummer to do that, to lose one. So, or lose a couple. Darn it.
Yeah.
Chickens, the coyotes.
Mm.
Yeah, and we've got a little fence to keep the littles in. That's what I was saying. If a raccoon came during the day, that little chicken fence, that's not going to stop. It's going to be over that in a heartbeat. So during the day, I'll be outside. You take a break from work and you go outside and look around. You change the waters out.
We're always just keep an eye out.
Yeah, especially on the weekend with two of us here, a lot. And in the evening, we're both here. So let's see. Trying a new breed. That's always fun. You know what? And Rhode Island Reds, they're good production birds. I'm tired of their attitude. They're squawking all the time. They're, if anybody's going to make a peck at me or something, it's a Rhode Island Red.
We've got one that is just, even when she squawks, she just sounds like she's grumpy.
Growling. She's
growling at you.
Oh, it's like, I'm feeding you. I got you some cold water. Relax. Holly just brought you out some cut up grapes, and that's what Holly's been doing, freezing grapes and such. And let's see, Dawn. Yeah, Dawn, you're going through the learning curve. That's so much fun. You got some good cross section of breeds too, which is fun to watch. And your video, your questions, it's the same stuff I was asking 3 years ago. It is. Everybody goes through the same kind of progression, and 3 years from now, you're going to look back and, I feel like I know a lot more. I don't know it all, but I know a lot more than I did starting out. And they're so fun. So Barb's got Black Stars. Barb, are they a Black Sex Link?
Yeah.
They are. Okay.
Yep.
They're gorgeous birds. Gorgeous birds. Good layers. I wouldn't say they're overly huge eggs, but they're definitely a large egg.
They're a large egg, and they're very mellow, very sweet.
Well, and we're basing that on one bird.
But even the ones we've got,
that's true.
Our young ones we've got are still pretty mellow. And
Coco is about as mellow, quiet. I think she's lower on that's what I was saying, based on Coco. I can't do that because I think she's lower in the pecking order in the adult group, in the big. So, but she is the sweetest one. And
she comes running up to us. And
well, she was molting, and she was the only one molting at the time. And so we'd bring her treats, not everybody else, because we wanted to give her something, a little extra protein. So she got all sorts of mealworms and this and that.
Yeah.
And, so then I think she just said, well, I get treats all the time. I'm kind of special. So she's coming up to us all the time. And it was, let's see what else. Black Stars, white specks. There's some of them that they look like a crow or a raven. They're solid black. And then the other ones have so much brown in them, like Coco. Coco's more that brown, but it's so interesting to watch the different breeds and how they can vary within the breed. Let's see. Here's the question. Should I know by now if I have a rooster? Only 4 were sold. The rest are straight run. is it your girls are getting, or your chickens are getting old enough now? They're probably 4 months. I'm just guessing here, Don. Fill us in. 4 months, and by now I would think it would be crowing if it was a rooster. I would think. Just my gut. Everybody else weigh in here.
Yeah, we've never had to worry about a rooster just because Hoover's has been so good about getting us hens.
Yeah, when we order hens, we get hens. We have yet to knock on wood again, but we've had 100, and yeah, there you go, Kim. Yeah, Barred Rock. I think Barred Rock is my number one breed right now. They're so well mannered. They stick around. If I call them, they're here. The other night we were out having some really nice cheese and crackers, watching for the fox. Yep. And of course, who jumps up in our lap but a Barred Rock? So they are very much lap chickens. I don't know. They're fun. They're my number one breed right now. They just produce and produce, and they're just fun to have around. You know, the most. Oh yeah. I don't know, obsessive compulsive about weeds. Sorry, you know, there's a group out there doing a challenge where they let part of their garden, just the weeds just grow, and oh my God, my hair stands up. I get the willies.
I see that, and that just reminds me of that first year right in the middle of the garden. It's like the weeds literally were 6 feet tall.
We just couldn't keep up the first year, just because of the size of our garden, and it was so bad. Let's see, Gwen, you lost 3 due to the heat.
Yeah.
We do have a fan in the coop for the bigs.
Yeah.
That's moving some air in there. I do want to add another fan that kind of blows towards the
back,
the nesting boxes in the back. Because our barn is totally enclosed. There's no windows, nothing. There's just the door. Lost them due to the heat. Did you have any kind of hint, or did they just? Yeah, darn it. That's just so bad. We swap out water several times a day. We have a little pan that's maybe only.
It's just a cake pan.
Cake pan. So what is it? 14 by
9 by 12.
9 by 12, a couple inches deep. And we'll throw all sorts of cold water, and I whistle them over several times a day, you know, and try to get the coldest water in there.
Yep. And I tried to get them to stick their feet in there to keep them cold. We'll even put ice water on the really hot days.
They love pecking at the ice.
Yeah, they do like pecking at the ice. And
Gwen, you're in a totally different set of heat than we are. So there's no way we can tell you what to do. Holy smokes. I can't imagine it being that hot for that long. And those girls with that little down jacket on. It's just.
That's just, that's hard.
One of the Barred Rock.
Oh.
Only had males. Ooh. Yeah. You know, and Misty, that's how we got Coco. That's how we got our. We didn't even know what it was. One of our Barred Rock died in transit last year. And so we called the hatchery and said, hey, can we get a replacement? You sent us one dead. They sent us one. And I looked at it, I said, that's not a Barred Rock.
No, instead of having white markings, she had brown
Instead of having
markings.
that white mark on her head at the start, I said, no, that's not a Plymouth Rock. And they said, yes, it was. No, it's not. Well, then we put out the videos, you know, what is this? What's our mystery girl? We finally figured out it was a black sex link, and that's how we got Coco, and that's why we ordered some this year, is because she's been such a good layer and she's very docile.
And then as we read up on them and everything, like I said, they're a cross between the red and a Barred Rock. So with the production of the red and the friendliness of the rocks.
Yep, we did this last year. Brenda's got a great point. Yeah. We took watermelon. Once we get our watermelon grown, we would take a big chunk and slice it into thinner slices.
Well, like you would
and
eat.
Freeze. Yeah, and then freeze it. And then we can, you know, since we had so many girls, we can put them out in different spots. So you don't have 40 girls trying for one piece of watermelon, kind of spread them out to keep them from fighting.
Yeah. And it melts quickly, but it still is cold enough that it cools them down. Plus it gives them hydration, some water.
Yeah. Yep, giving them cold treats, and that's again
Yeah,
where
and
you're just in such a different area.
Putting the sprinkler on the coop building, that's
I have brought the hose out, and you draw them in, and then you have it on the mist setting, and then I missed them, and I went in on a night when it was really hot out. That's when the littles were still here, so maybe a month ago now. I put it on the mist setting, and they were all up on their roosts, and I just misted them. They didn't like it, but it took their temperature down. I misted the heck out of all.
80 degrees still at 9 o'clock at night here, and it had been.
I just misted the heck out. It was fun. Holly's chuckling outside. The girls were not loving it. I'm sure it brought them way down, but we're all sorry, Gwen. I hate when you lose a bird, whether it's a fox or it's the heat.
You still get connected to
you get
them,
attached.
Yeah.
They're not. I'm not. There's some people who really have them as pets. These are, for me, I love having my girls. You guys know, well, we both have a passion. We all do. I think all of you do have a passion. But for me, it is still, you know what? I've got people who want X number of eggs every week from us, and it's a production thing. And we have pep talks every now and then. Our girls have not given us, 36 eggs a day.
Yeah,
But it is hard losing one. It's just.
And I'm sure this week too, the commotion and everything.
Yeah, I think I don't see anyone out. Maybe they're all in the barn now. God, let me click on that. Turn the sprinkler on the coop building, cool it off. That's not a bad idea. We've got shingles on the roof of the smaller coop. I bet you spraying the top would take some heat off. That evaporation would cool it down at night. We've got a whole bunch that still roost outside at night.
Last night there was only five of them.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Then everybody was inside.
Everybody else had moved inside. There you go.
Change the water 3 times a day.
Yeah.
If you've got, we've got one. Lena, what is she?
Oh, Buff Orpington.
The Buff Orpington. Holy smokes! Talk about a group of feathers there. Dawn's got one of those. A couple of you have those Buff Orpingtons, and they are big, fuzzy butt, big down jacket on, and then the feathers. Yeah, and I've never had a Brahma. We've never had a Brahma, so maybe they're in the same group like Lena. Yeah. Oh my. Maybe. It was fun every now and then, especially those reds that have the attitude. It was so nice to get that mister out and get them. Payback is taken
roost in the corner of the coop too. So
they were locked in. They were locked in the corner. They didn't know where to go, and I knew I was cooling them down. But yeah, it was fun.
Yeah. And the mister, I've heard a lot of people with the misters for their chickens to help cool them off.
Yeah, can you write that down? I got a Gardening Warrior Q. I didn't catch your name. If you'd put it there, I'm gonna go check out your channel and see what you're all about there. 92. Oh my.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gwen, you're in a whole different league than what we are. You and Barb and everybody that's down there. That like I said, that Oklahoma, Texas group that I watch several channels. We watch several channels. This is a good idea. Mr. Hanks from the ceiling. I'm just wondering if I had a mister, and would it make the ground in the barn and the straw that we use? I don't like it wet, because then they're tracking it into the, you've got manure in with the stuff, and if it got wet,
and
I don't know.
Also mold.
Well, I just wonder if it would track in to where they're laying eggs,
to the nesting
or
boxes.
if it would change something there. I'd rather they come outside and walk through a mister or something, or every time they want to go in and out of the barn, they got to walk through a mister or something. And maybe that would just produce mud. I don't know the answer.
Well, a lot of times too, it's so fine that doesn't even really make it to the ground.
Okay, V. Okay, well, welcome, V. Thank you for down Virginia. Thank you. Thanks for joining us. It was fun. let's see, I think Mr. Maybe outside the room. That's kind of where I think it's a great idea. I'm just trying to think of where to incorporate it. If you had it outside and could turn it on at certain times of the day, or because there are certain times I know when they're coming and going, then they'll hang out in the shade in the lilacs. But there's about 3 times a day where they're coming and going. And if I had that mister on, that would be a good time. So I'm gonna we do when I've filled up the little cake pan with water, if I'm using the hose, I will spray around it so I have to walk through it. And Holly kind of encourages them to walk in it too. So it's become the communal stomping grounds and drinking area.
Yeah.
We're gonna cut. Oh, here we go. Big running furry feet. Okay. Boy, there was one that was one of our reds was out kind of trotting, not a full run and not going slow. It was kind of that intermediate run. Boy, did it look like a raptor. Jurassic Park's got the movie that's out this summer. I haven't seen it, but darn it, these girls, they're descendants of dinosaurs. They're just out. See them chase a mouse or something, and they're dinosaurs. We're gonna cut this one in just a second here. We wanted to get up to the fireworks up at Barbecue Days locally here, one of the local festivals. If you all have ideas, gardening and chickens is kind of our thing. If there's other topics that you'd like to have on one of this, or we have yet to have a guest, I'm still, like I said, I'm learning some of the ins and outs of hosting a live. If you've got ideas for guests or topics, let us know. We said we were going to talk about gardening and harvesting. Well, we got off on squash this week, which is great.
Yeah.
It's a fun discussion. You guys introduced us to a couple of different squash varieties that I knew nothing about, and I'm learning all the time. And then chicken chat is great because everybody's got some great ideas. Now my mind is spinning with the thought of a mister and how to do all that. But if you've got ideas, shoot me a note. Our email, just oldswedesfarm@gmail. It's on our about section on our page. Need some recipe cooking videos. You know what? We're going to work on some of that. We really will.
There's one that he loves from spaghetti squash that
we've got to have out there, and maybe the squash, your cupcakes you're talking about. Those are great ideas. Thank you for that. We're trying to put some. It's been hard to get videos up just because we've been in the garden so much. That's what I'm saying. Our views are way down because I've been outside. I'm going to film some videos on the chickens. They're now 3 months old. So we're going to do some 3-month chicken videos. Our garden is totally different than the update we did 2 weeks ago. So we're going to do a garden update. We got all sorts of chicken mister. The chicken mister. There you go. All the little products we need. We got the squash hammock or whatever we said, and now the chicken mister.
The melon hammocks.
The melon hammock. There you go. There you go.
Very cool.
Lori, we were thinking of coming down. Holly had it on the calendar, and this weekend we had so much going on. It got away from us. It was
the one weekend that everybody decided to do something.
Darn it. If we get down there, we're going to let you know. But all right, we're going to run to fireworks. Thank you all for joining us. I love these lives and these chats. It's so funny. So we're going to go lock up some girls and then go watch some fireworks. So thanks again for joining us, everybody. Have a great week.
Thanks. Good night.
Take care.